What we're going to be talking about here is the Piranha II Tungsten Grinder from Diamond Ground Products. Diamond Ground Products is out of California. They have some awesome product. I have used their product before in different businesses and schools that I had visited, but this is my first time I've actually got to have one, break it down, get intimate with it, and see all the wonderful functions that it does have to offer. There is an upgraded version of this one. It is the the Piranha 3. Which is a bigger machine that does have a little bit more features and also allows you to sharpen bigger size tungsten. This one will accept up to a 32nd of an inch. Before I go in and just immediately show you how to sharpen a piece of tungsten with it, we're going to get into the machine and show you some of the cool features of it first. But also, one thing I would like to point out with them is they do sell a lot of their diamond wheels. They sell a lot of tungsten electrodes. They also have the Stinger tungsten electrodes that are CNC machined. Now at FabTech, when I was there, they had some of those laid out, and those things were heavy. And the end on them were so clean, you would think they were leather polished when they were done with them. But again, bench style tungsten grinders. They got a couple of these styles here. In the box, what I got was, here is a registration card for your warranty, which is a 1-year manufacturer warranty. I've got a list of some of their products and also a manual. I have a tungsten holder for when you're sharpening, some tools to take the machine apart, and a cool little sticker, a decal. Also, I had got some tungsten from them as well. Now, what we're gonna do is jump straight into this, and I'm gonna start tearing this machine down to show you what's inside, what it looks like, and why it runs like it does. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is the Piranha II Diamond Ground Products tungsten sharpener. So what we have here is a cast body. It is powder coated blue. On the top here, you'll see your handle. It is spring loaded, so that way when this is up, it's just not flopping around, gonna fall down on you. Also, when it's down, it stays locked in. Top side, you have a power switch that is LED lit when it's turned on. You have your ventilation for your electric motor when it is running, and also a fuse back here. Now let's get it spun around so I can show you what other features we have. On the top side here, you're going to have your degree of what you want your tip of your tungsten to be. I usually run anywhere from 30 to 45 degrees. The way this operates is super simple. This handle here, you don't have to put a lot of torque on it for it to work. Just give it a little turn here to loosen it up, and it pinpoints exactly where you want it. So we'll set it at 30 degrees, and you don't have to torque this down, this handle. You're just going to snug it, and it's not going anywhere. Now, right here is a feature that I think is really cool. Had to get my light here so I can make sure you all can actually see what I'm doing. So this hole right here is going to be for your 3/32 tungsten. This will be for a 16th inch tungsten. And this one right here is going to be your .040 tungsten. This is a machine block, so it does precisely fit your tungsten very nicely. But what I really like about this, and why I'm pointing this out, is you turn this handle here. This is going to allow this piece to slide up and down so you can utilize that whole wheel instead of one area of it. This is a really cool, really thought out, nice feature. I do like this a lot. And I'm going to show you how I adjusted mine to make sure I'm getting the most out of my wheel, making sure I'm hitting the very, very top of it. So let's get this snug back up again. You don't have to torque it, just snug it. It's not going anywhere. Right here, this is an adjustable flap, and what this is going to do, let me get this loosened up and out of the way so you can see. Now what this does is when you pull it out, it's going to take it away from the wheel, you push it closer, and it's going to get it closer to the wheel. And what that's helping doing is as that wheel spins, the tungsten dust actually goes down into this body here, which I will show you that here in a bit as well. Down here, this is if you need to flatten your tungsten, repair the tip or anything else before you go sharpen it, you just slide your tungsten in there and it'll hit that diamond wheel and flatten it out for you. Now over here on this side, sorry, let me get that tightened back up so it's not flopping around. This is where you would put your tungsten if you need to cut it in half or cut a section off that went bad and you can't use, or it's split, whatever the case may be. You just put it in here and you roll it and then snap it and you're done. Okay, for the electrode stop, I'm actually going to wait and show you that here in just a bit. And when I sharpen the tungsten, I want to show you the process on how to get a repeatable point across the board every time you sharpen a piece of tungsten. So let's go ahead and actually get inside of here and show you what we have. So the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to loosen this top nut here. Sorry, should say handle. And take it off. And I'm just going to set it here to the side. There's a washer here. Do not lose track of that. Pull that off. And this is just going to simply lift straight off of there. Now, what I'm doing here is I want to get inside the body, show you what the wheel looks like and how easy it is to change things. What I've really liked, because I've taken this thing apart already, is how easy it is for each one of these screws to come right out. They are all finger tight, so you don't have to sit there and torque on anything. It is definitely got a very nice tight fit. So when you go to put this thing on, this piece of plastic isn't just wobbling around everywhere, and you don't have to worry about not getting consistent results when you are sharpening your tungsten. So well done on this Piranha 2. Now that I got those out, and this plate here, you can see this piece here is bolted in. So anytime anything gets damaged in any way, shape, or form, it's easy to change out. Set that to the side. Now this cover here, all you have to do is sit here and unscrew this. It does have a spring on it, so you want to make sure you don't lose any of that. What I do is just put this back in here so I know it is together, and we're done. For video purposes, I've already loosened these nuts here, and it does take an Allen wrench, and there is 3 of them. It doesn't take a lot of force to get them off. Now, I'm sure they are torqued to a certain spec, but I do not have that information available to me. Could I have called and got that information? Sure. But sometimes we just have to use common sense and know not to over tighten, nor don't put yourself in a position where you didn't tighten it enough. Again, I left these loose so that it was just quicker and easier to get out of there. This is how easy it is if your wheel needs replaced or you need to flip it over to use the back side to continue sharpening. What is really nice about this wheel with this adjustment, like I was showing you earlier, you're not just secluded to one area of this wheel. You can move this up and down as the top part wears out, work your way down. Or if you want to start from the bottom, work your way up. Either way. Best thing is, turn it over. You've got this side as well. What I like about this wheel, it is very thick. This is, I believe, a 300 grit. Yeah, 300 grit wheel. I don't know if you can see that part number and stuff there. It is a diamond ground product wheel, so it's not some knockoff brand. And this is where it mounts. As you can see, where I've been sharpening some tungsten, let me see if I can get you a closer look. That dust does collect down in here. So it is not getting into your lungs. That is not what you want. But let's go ahead and get into actually how I set mine up to get the perfect position on the wheel so that I can start from the top, and as this wears down, work my way to the bottom, and then I will flip it over and work my way to the bottom on this side as time goes on. But to be honest with you, this will probably last me the rest of my life. I do not have a 600 grit wheel to show you what those results look like, but we do have this, and this will work just fine. So I'm going to put this back together real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have all these in here, they are just snug. They're not even hand tightened. And I just wanted to show you, all you have to do here, make sure I'm focused, is go in, circle motion, make sure they are snug. Then you come back where you got a little more torque on it with the wrench. Tighten them up a little more to make sure everything is good and secure. You do not want this thing flying out on you while it's spinning. All right, and that's it. Now what I want to show you is I set mine up without the cover on it first because I wanted to make sure I was getting the very top of that wheel, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So what I'm going to do is take this and put it directly back into place where it was. Then you put your washer on, then you put your handle on. And this is important for me because I like to get as much life out of any product that I have or use. Now, I just got this a little snug here. Okay. I'm going to leave that just a little loose to where I can move it around real easy. So what I did from here, so I can get a better visual, is I put the tungsten in the 3/32 hole where it goes. just like so. I spun it around. So what I'm doing here is I have the tungsten in a 3/32 hole. I'm going to spin it around to where we can see better. I know I had to back up a little bit. I was hitting my elbow on a piece of the steel that I got behind me, and that wasn't feeling good. But anyway, what I do is I have the degree finder locked into place so it's not spinning on me. Now I have the freedom to move this up and down. So now that I have the tungsten in here, I can slide this piece up so I got a good visual. And right about there, pull it out a little bit, is where I want it for getting the most out of my wheel at the very top. Now, once you find that location, you just hold that in position, tighten this handle, and you're done. So now that way, every time you go to sharpen a piece of tungsten, it is going to be directly right there in the same spot every time. And again, once you wear that spot out, you can come back, loosen this, push it down, next spot, push it down again until you use up all that wheel. Now, one thing I will say, you do not have to take the cover off to do this. This is just me being a little too picky. So that's all that is. Sometimes I can overdo things, but this is what I found best for me. So let me go ahead and get this back where I want it. It's going to be about right there. Okay, tighten this up. And now I'm good to go. I'll get this cover put back on. And now we'll talk about using this piece here and how to get the same tip on every piece of tungsten that you do sharpen. Let's get to adjusting our tungsten holder to this stop right here to make sure you're getting the same tip every time. So the first thing I want to do is get a flattened piece of tungsten. It's good to go. Now me, I like to cut mine in half, sharpen both sides on each of them, which I will show you that here in just a bit. But first, again, we are getting this holder set first. So simply turn the machine on. It's not terribly loud. There is some little noise to it, and it don't take much. About 15 seconds is what's recommended. So let's see what we got just off of that. So we're close. Almost there. Perfect. That's the tip. That is the tip I'm looking for at 30 degrees. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let this wheel stop all the way. And while that does that, I'm going to remove this piece of tungsten here. Now, this is the way I've been doing it. Maybe there's another way, but I found this the most accurate for me. Everybody's different in everything they do. So I put that tungsten back in there. I slide this holder all the way up to where it stops, and then I lock it in place. So now that tungsten is set and ready to go. We'll scoot this on around here so we can see it. Now, what you're going to do is loosen your lock nut. Now I'm going to unthread this all the way just for purposes of the video. I already had it set. What you're going to do is take this, push it all the way in until that holder stops. And then I'm going to take this adjustment nut and screw it all the way down until it hits. See how it's pushing the tungsten holder away from it? I want it to hit it and touch. So right there is a perfect spot. And now I'm going to lock that in. So what that's going to do, I will remove this. I will grab another piece of tungsten, slide it back into here. Then I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to push this tungsten forward until it hits my stop. So I've hit my stop. And I'm going to slide the holder forward till it stops. Lock it in place. Now I'm going to have the same distance from where I sharpened it the first time. Now let's go ahead and turn it around and see what happens. Almost there. And right there I can feel the holder. It is now touching the block. Let's pull it out. Look at that. Perfect. It's the same. So what we're going to do is go ahead and cut a piece of tungsten in half so I can show you that. But I really like this stop on here, so that way you're getting the same distance every time. Now let's spin this around. Right here in this slot is where you're actually going to cut your tungsten in half. Or actually, let's do this. Let's assume that you have a bad tip on here, burnout, cracked, whatever the case may be. Simply turn the machine on. You're going to slide this in here. Give it a spin. Broke right off. That's really hot. I should have known better than that. But anyways, there's the piece. Now, as you can see, we don't have a good flat end on it, right? So we're going to go down here and flatten that tip out. And there we go. Now, granted, I was babying that, so I probably, if I'd have put a little more pressure on it, been done a lot quicker. But now that tip is nice and flat for me to go through the steps again. Push this in here, spin it around, slide the tungsten in there until it hits the stop, slide that holder till it stops, tighten it up. Now I'm good to go. So let's cut a piece in half, because that's what I like to do with my tungsten anyway. We're going to turn it on, slide it in. I'm going to roll it around. We're going to turn it off. Now, as you can see, if you remember earlier when I said in the video, you will snap it in half. What it does, it gives, I'm trying to get the focus here. Bear with me. As you can see, it put a nice little taper on there to where all you got to do is gently pop it and it's done. Now with this one, I feel confident that I can just put it in there and start sharpening and not having any problem. This one, I would definitely want to go back, put in here and flatten that tip out before I decided to sharpen it. So again, let's do this. This is now cut in half. I can place that in there. I can take my tungsten holder, slide it in here, tighten this up, and I'm good to go to resharpen for the exact same tip the very first time. So again, these are some really cool features that I really like about this machine. It is really neat and really fun. And I can see this thing lasting a very long time. So I do believe it is a great investment if it's something you're needing for your shop, for your school, for your garage, if you're a hobbyist, it don't matter, because having that good precision, I call it a cut or grind on your tungsten, is very important, because a lot of people, when they use the grinding wheels, I see it all the time. They wind up grinding it wrong, and it leaves some very, very rough edges on it, so you don't get a real good stable arc while you're TIG welding. Another one I see a lot is some people will use a hard wheel on these while they're grinding them, and they will actually put hairline fractures all down the piece of a tungsten. And you can actually see that while you're TIG welding. It looks like little lightning strikes coming out the side of them. And when it heats up, you can really see it, because it gives it a really, really, really dark orange color or contrast to it. But again, this is really neat. I love this stuff. I can't get enough of it. Up here, this little space, you can use it to hold your tungsten if you like, your holder, whatever the case may be. So guys, remember, check these people out. If you got a store near you that sells them and they have one available for demo, go check it out. But yeah, hey, this is an awesome little machine. Y'all have got to check this thing out. Well built. It's about 10 pounds, I believe, is what it is. I believe that's what the manual said. It feels like it's 10 pounds. Perfect for any shop again. Now, I am excited if I get the chance in the future to try out some of their other products, the bench style grinder, tungsten grinders, the Piranha 3 maybe. But this is an awesome little machine, and it does everything you need it to do. But remember, this one only goes up to 330 seconds. So if you're going anything bigger than that, you're going to want to look at the Piranha 2 or possibly even the bench style grinder. Again, guys, check them out. Diamond Ground Products. I hope you all did enjoy the video, and please, if there's any areas you would like to see me improve on as far as footage goes, if I'm talking too much, not enough detail, or if it's just right, please reach out and let me know. Don't hesitate. I am a fan of constructive criticism. It only allows me areas that I need to improve, and I am grateful for those comments or even messages. So again, check me out at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at WeldSnob. Also, do not forget, go add, check out, and like Diamond Ground Products. You will find them on Instagram and Facebook as well. This is the Piranha 2. Get somewhere and check this thing out. Thanks for watching, guys.